What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a bit of a drift away from Black Ops, Cold War and Warzone today, and we're going to dive into a bit of Battlefield news. Just a disclaimer, guys, all of the information in this video was provided by Tom Henderson, all along Sensation on Twitter, so I'll leave his links in the description and the video that he did explaining all of this, so be sure to go check him out and get him to 100,000 subscribers. Go show him some love, guys, and let him know the Wizzo sent you. Now, as you guys know, this year a new Battlefield game is set to release to the world. So the previous Battlefield game that DICE and EA released was Battlefield 5, which was set way back in World War II. Now, this was their take on World War II, and a lot of the community were not that impressed or didn't really enjoy the game as much as they did, say, Battlefield 1 or previous Battlefields such as 3 and 4. Now, in the new Battlefield, it's rumored to be a modern-day Battlefield game. There's going to be a soft reboot of the Battlefield 3 game. Now, we all love Battlefield 3. We've had so many memories because of what a great game it was, and to be honest, I absolutely am buzzing for the idea of a soft reboot of Battlefield 3 coming out on the next-gen consoles and just looking stunning. I cannot wait for that. Now, there's a couple of bullet points I've got jotted down in regards to what to discuss today, but the first one I wanted to go over was regarding the naming of the new Battlefield game coming out later on this year. Now, there are two possible things that could happen here. Again, this is not confirmed, these two names, so it could change to something completely different, but from the leaks and the rumors that are going around, the potential two names for the new Battlefield game is either Battlefield 6 or just Battlefield. So, of course, with the last Battlefield game being Battlefield 5, it would only make sense for them to make a Battlefield 6 and release it, right? Well, actually, what they might be doing is, as I mentioned, a soft reboot of Battlefield 3, meaning that maybe that changes the naming scheme, maybe similar to what Modern Warfare and Black Ops have done. So I'm going to refer back to COD for this point. So obviously, with Modern Warfare 2019, it just has Modern Warfare. There's no numbers next to it or nothing like that. Typically, what we would expect it to be is a Modern Warfare 4, but of course, it's just called Modern Warfare. With an exception of Black Ops Cold War, it still has Black Ops in the title. And I'm going to be honest, if the first Black Ops game in the franchise was called Black Ops 1 or did not have the just Black Ops on the box, potentially they would have just reverted to Call of Duty Black Ops as well. Those two games in COD were reboots, and they are similarly titled because of them being reboots. So what I'm thinking with the new Battlefield game coming out later on this year, it is just going to be called Battlefield. To be honest, I don't mind it. Again, it's sort of a fresh start for DICE and EA because the last game was not brilliant that they put out, I'm not going to lie. Had some great elements in it, but again, it also had some terrible elements in it. And to be honest, Battlefield 1, I prefer the game night and day over Battlefield 5. I think Battlefield 1 was an absolutely amazing game. Battlefield 5, though, it just wasn't my cup of tea, I'm not going to lie. Going on to a couple of details actually in-game, though. So the matches in Battlefield 5, so say Conquest and Domination, or those are the game modes, they could be up to 128 players on the new console. So the PS4 and the Xbox Series X, they could be up to 128 players per game. Now, just imagine how crazy that is. On current Battlefields and current gen consoles, the size of the games in Battlefield in general is around 64 players, so 32 on each team, depending on what game mode you are playing. Of course, if it's Team Deathmatch, it will be slightly lower, but if it is something like Conquest Domination, typically it is around 64 players. Now, basically double that. That's absolutely crazy. 64 players on each team rather than in the game in general is absolutely crazy. But again, it is only going to be like that on PC and the new consoles. The older consoles will remain as potentially 32 versus 32, so 64 player games. It will stay as it is because obviously the hardware will not be able to handle it, as well as the new consoles or pretty high-end PC. But what I'm thinking is potentially this is pointing towards some sort of Battle Royale mode coming to Battlefield. Now, again, we had Fireteam in Battlefield 5. It wasn't very well received. They've completely stopped support on it. Again, it was a great idea. The Battlefield Battle Royale, I really enjoyed it when I first played it, but again, there was a lot of things that they did not get right, and Warzone has completely wiped the floor with them, such as things like the looting system, the way the actual game played. It wasn't as smooth as what Warzone is, and again, they need to correct this in the new game if they want to compete with Warzone. And to be honest, I think that's exactly what's going to happen, and potentially they're going to make it a free-to-play like Warzone. Again, not confirmed, but if they can see the successful Warzone is having, I would potentially put my money on and say that this could be a free-to-play Battlefield Battle Royale, and I would be very, very surprised if they were to make you pay for this. Again, completely not confirmed, just speculation from me, but it would make complete sense. So for you guys that don't have the Series X or the PS5 or basically a PC which will be good enough to be able to run this new Battlefield game, and you are keeping with your PS4 Pro or PS4 or even Xbox or Xbox One X, then you guys are in luck because the game is still going to be coming to you guys. It's still going to be made on previous gen consoles, so you don't need to go out and fork out loads of money to buy this. However, there are a couple of downgrades, of course, because the game is a brand new game and it's not going to be able to support or give you the same same graphical fidelity or the same performance as a brand new console. So what I mean by that is that with what we now call the last gen consoles, being the PS4 and the Xbox One X or the Xbox One, it will be created by a separate studio, and things such as graphics will not be as good, the destruction is not going to be as destructive or as detailed as it would be on the brand new consoles. Again, it's just going to be basically a bit of a step down. So if you guys remember on the older consoles, so the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One, when that first come out, Battlefield 4 was released on both of those. Again, the graphics on Battlefield on the Xbox One were miles better than what they were on the 360, and again, the destruction, the level, I think it's called the Levolution on Battlefield 4, from that the big skyscraper dropping down, again, it was absolutely nothing like it was on the Xbox One X, and that's pretty much what we should expect for the new Battlefield game. Again, the Xbox Series X and PS4 Pro are going to be much more powerful than the 360 and the PS3, so again, it's probably not going to be as bad as what it would be. I mean, to be honest, it will probably look fairly decent as it is. However, with the new technology, ray tracing, things like that, the game's going to look absolutely insane, guys. And I mean, you guys, if you can get the new console in time, I believe the game is rumored to come out towards the end of the year, typically around November time, I believe, for Battlefield, or even October. I would say try your best to steal one of those consoles or upgrade your PC, buy a new PC, whatever you guys need to do, and then experience this game for what it's meant to be. If you guys are going to buy it on previous gen consoles, you guys aren't going to be exposed to exactly what you should be on this game, and you're not going to be able to see exactly how good it is or anything like that. So its true potential is not going to be unlocked on a previous gen console. That's what I'm trying to get at. So if you guys have the opportunity to upgrade, I would definitely recommend doing so, and I would think about doing it for long term as well. But again, you don't really have to. If you're not bothered about graphics or anything like that, and you just want to play the game, it will run on older consoles and things like that. So guys, do not worry about that. You guys that can't get those new consoles for whatever reason it may be are still going to be able to play Battlefield if you so wish. So going on to a potential Battlefield 3 remaster as well. So there's a couple of different points on here to discuss. Again, there's been no evidence from Long Sensation, so Tom Henderson on Twitter. There's been no evidence he's mentioned at all in regards to there being a Battlefield 3 remaster or anything of the sort. There's absolutely no details whatsoever on one being in production. And again, even if there was one, I don't know why they would release it with Battlefield 6, because again, similarly to what they did with Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare, divided the player base significantly. We had probably more players on Modern Warfare Remastered than we did on Infinite Warfare, and that was only done strategically. So you could only get Modern Warfare Remastered if you purchased Infinite Warfare, and that was because they potentially knew the Infinite Warfare was not going to sell as well as what they anticipated or what they would have liked. So they included a scapegoat, which would be the older fan-loved Modern Warfare Remastered. And effectively, they potentially could do something like that with Battlefield, but again, would it really make sense? Everyone is buzzing for the game at the moment. There's so much hype around Battlefield 6 currently. Like, if you even speak about it, your video is going to do well. So there's not really any need for them to do that. If there is any more information on the Battlefield 3 remaster or anything of the sort coming out in the near future, I'll be sure to cover it on the channel to let you guys know exactly what is going on. But as far as we're aware, guys, unfortunately, I'm sorry to disappoint you guys if you're looking forward to a Battlefield 3 remastered or anything of the sort. There potentially will not be one in the making. Although the new one is a soft reboot, so it will be very, very similar to Battlefield 3 and potentially even go before or after the story. So that hopefully should give you all of your cravings in that one game. But guys, I really hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, just leave a like and subscribe down below for plenty more Battlefield content and news and leaks around the game as well. Especially as well if you like COD. Obviously, I upload COD on my COD channel, so just drop a like and subscribe as well for that. But let me know in the comments down below, guys, what you think of the new Battlefield game. What do you think the name's going to be? Do you think it's going to be cool with 128 players? What's the Battle Royale mode going to be like? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts on everything we've spoken about in this video in the comments down below. But guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one.